And we're live. It's Sam and Brent. It is the modern Fowler Scrum. Yes, Brent. Yes, tell us how things went.
Yeah, so a few things actually. We started to look at the charity lookup API last week, and I reached out to one of the developers who has been in touch over the weekend, and he's happy to work with us on it. He's happy to consider making it open source. Basically, ironically, it's a API written in Lumen, which is a micro framework by the same people who make Laravel, based in PHP. I know Laravel really well. I've not really looked at, but yeah, it's based on the same technology. So
right.
So that's something we can consider. Secondly, I spent a few hours reviewing the local support tickets over the weekend. I've put quite a few things that I think need to be looked at in a Google's document, but I think going through it, what's clear to me is that I think we need just to do some housekeeping maybe in the weekly meetings, and then maybe plan some sprints where we focus on things like bugs, etc. I did pick up a few very small issues. One of them I created a pull request for over the weekend. The second one I started because I thought it was going to be simple. Creating the so fixing the problem was really simple, but it broke literally hundreds, I think 250 plus tests, which is bizarre because all I actually did was force HTTPS on Google Maps rather than HTTP. So unfortunately, I ran out of time and energy, so I've not got to the bottom of that. I don't think it's a blocker yet, but I'll spend another few hours on it, and it may well become a blocker.
Okay. Wow, that's what an extraordinarily productive weekend. Anything else? Not that there should be. That sounds like that's more than enough.
Yeah, no, there's nothing else.
Yeah. Oh, great. Fantastic. Thanks, Brent. Yeah, I've got the Google document here for the list of tickets. Very helpful. I think that tag you suggested to identify tickets that need more info. Fantastic. And then interesting, wonderful that you got a contact back from that developer who's worked on an API for the charity thing. That would be great to connect up with them. Fantastic. We've also got Sigu and Michael have joined us. Should we just check in with Sigu? How are things going with you, Sigu?
Guys, you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Over the weekend, I didn't do much, but I finished up on the issue I started on Met Plus. Then I am to start on the local support issue on what was it called? Automating posting on social media. But I realized that whoever started on it commented on that again. So it probably is taking it over, or I don't know what the way forward is.
Right.
For that particular story. Yeah, so you can have a look at that, or the second story which talked about, just a minute. The second story which talked about handling duplicates.
Right.
Yeah, by Maru.
Yes. Go on.
Yeah, that's all for me.
All right. Yes. Excellent. So, yeah, we'll maybe come back to that. Yes, so we've had a comment from the other person from Maru. Anyway, Sigu, if you can stick around, we'll talk at the end. The other thing is, of course, that the Open Farm collaboration Slack bridge has connected, and we have that's connected as well. So that's yay!
Yeah, you've just reminded me something about Open Farm.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah, so Cynthia will be working on getting started documents and making sure that everything works fine. Yeah, so that the integration can be done well onto Agile Ventures. So I might be able to help her out on that.
Yes, great. And is Rory the kind of project lead on
Yes.
Open Farm? Yeah.
Yeah.
So introduce me in Slack, and feel free to tell him that he's always welcome in the scrums. We might want to get set up with like a page on Agile Ventures for Open Farm. So whenever is a good time.
Okay.
Great.
All right. Now it is.
Excellent. And Michael is here as well. Hey, Michael, how are you doing?
Good. So on Friday, I redeployed a box in Azure to see if we could run our model
for the basically our analytical model of premium signups. Yes.
Yeah. So it was basically an exercise in getting R and the access, getting access, and then getting R and the required libraries running in Ubuntu. So, and then I documented that process. That's in the data mining channel.
Fantastic.
I believe it's basically a documentation of the necessary steps to create that, to create another VM. So going forward, I guess the next steps would be either cleaning up the R code or moving on to figuring out how to get the results to ping Slack.
Right.
And then after that, how to set up like a recurring task in the cloud and how to monitor it to see that it's actually working.
Cool. Yeah, great, fantastic progress there. Yes, and the other thing, as I mentioned in the channel, we'll need to make sure that we can work out this, access to the boxes thing, which is kind of on my side. Good show. Excellent. All right, and that leaves myself. And so yes, of course. So Friday we had so on kickoff meeting, we're very active Agile AV Ventures community meeting. Do see the lovely discussion, lots and lots of ideas, and so on. All the notes shared in the AV community talk. I think we've agreed to kind of try and get publicize the agenda in advance for next week. So that was all very pleasing. Yesterday I paired with Marion on website 1 on trying to look at the SAD path for people adding their credit card via Stripe when they don't have an existing one. And we kind of made some progress there, but then we also ran up against not being clear if actually we could kind of get the right kind of SAD path. But yeah, I should look at that more tomorrow, I guess. Then this morning, I've been looking at the Getting Started pages, seeing that Federico has added a lot of good stuff in there over the weekend. Yeah, working through the Getting Started. I've adjusted the titles of the scrums to kind of say listen in, because that was one of the points that Will was making on Friday in the community meeting, was how just the phrase listen in was something that really encouraged him to join the other week. So I've added that in more places, and now I'm kind of working through my admin for the day, and the main thing is getting the I have to now do monthly reports to the charity trustees on Agile Ventures, and I'm behind on the latest report. So that's my big action item now, as well as, gosh, there's many other things. We've got a series of meetings coming up. We've got the Autograder client meeting. I've got a premium pairing with Federico, and I think he's inviting everybody from the Elixir Phoenix staff to join in with that to help push the project forward. And then I've got a meeting with the Berkeley TAs for more Autograder stuff and trying to give them access to the boxes on Azure, which all relates to the stuff I've been doing with Michael on box access. Yeah, and that's our Scrum. Anything else that anybody wanted to mention that they forgot to mention so far? Anything they're blocked on?
Nope, not from me, thanks.
All right, good show. Yeah, that issue that you mentioned, Brent, with the the forcing it. It's conceivable that the huge number of errors is related to just many places in the test that are assuming that the Google Maps is on HTTP. But anyway, yeah, let me know if you need, as and when you want support on that.
Will do, thank you.
Good show. And I think that leaves us with the hanging item is just with Sigu is looking at items from local support. So we can see here, Francis has come back in, he hasn't worked on it, right, and he's having trouble stubbing the Twitter client in a test. He can continue working on this, but he might not have any time until a month from now. Is there a deadline you need this done by? Do we know which activities the client wants to automatically post to Facebook, Twitter? So, I mean, I guess the conversation can continue there. I mean, I guess there isn't really a deadline for it. It's like a nice to have rather than a must to have. So, you know, I guess the way forward there, Sigu, is, you know, I guess I'll respond to him, and then, I mean, that would be the kind of thing that for you and him to pair on would be great, but then maybe he has no availability for a month. So I guess we can kind of leave that. On the other side, there was the other one from, we've got the other one from Marowen. Now, I just had a Slack from Marowen that he's actually, I think, moved to a new job. And what was he saying? Yeah, so he's been really busy with all these different things. He's not saying like, okay, it's now settled down and I'm ready to look at this again. So, but what possibly the best approach in this situation, Sigu, would be to reach out to both of them in the pull request to say that you're interested to help, and you know, I can back that up. But it's totally up to you. You may find it easier to pick off something else to help Stella, maybe with the event show things, or of course, you know, if you want to get started on, if you have that feeling, I want to get started on something fresh, on a new thing, then that would be totally cool too.
So I'll reach out to Maru, and okay, since the last story is not really needed,
it's kind of, you know, it's like maybe if we had it, and it would be kind of, it could be valuable, but it's not like if we don't have it in a month, everybody's going to run around with their hair on fire kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But,
yeah, I think the best I can do right now is to at least merge, keep it in sync with the developer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, and I can see I've got various other things to review here. Yeah, cool. Yeah, as Brent says, it's probably a good idea in some local support sessions going forward. We might have a bug fixing sprint, or, you know, ticket cleanup sprint, or other things. All good stuff. I think that's our Scrum. We can wrap up and get on with the rest of the day, I guess. Great to see you all.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye for now.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.